Recording, right?
Hi, communications. I'm Amaya Tew-Newman. Today is July 27th, summer course of 2024, class communications 103, section 503.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juliana, and I'm taking the class of Oral Communication 103, Section 503. And today is July 27 of 2024.
Hi everyone, my name is Renee. I'm seeking COM 103 Oral Communication, Section 503, and today is July 27, 2024.
Hi, my name is Soraya Townsend. This presentation is for Oral Com 103, Section 503, and today's July 27th of 2024.
Okay. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about the value of animal testing. Animal testing has for a long time now been a controversial topic. However, it plays a crucial role in advancing medical research and ensuring human safety. While the ethical concerns of animal testing are significant, its benefits contribute to medical breakthroughs, improving drug safety, and enhancing our understanding of diseases, which is undeniable. As I said, animal testing has led to many medical advances and breakthroughs. The National Institute of Health, or the NIH, report on animal research leading to discoveries such as insulin and vaccines. Many could be cited, such as the development of life support for infants and increasing recognition in behavioral practices that lead to many current health problems, such as drugs, alcohol abuse, eating disorders, effects of stress, cardiovascular disease, and mental psychological ailments. One might have the impression that animal testing is only to alleviate human suffering, although it has helped improve the health and survival of many species. Before new drugs reach human trials, they have to do drug safety, which animal testing helps identify potential side effects and toxicities. The FDA, or Food and Drug Administration, emphasizes animal testing in the drug approval process, which means the bottom line being before the developers can submit their scientific information, they legally have to prove that the product is safe and reasonable for clinical testing or human testing. And understanding the diseases, animal models provide insights into complex biological processes and disease mechanisms. The American Medical Association findings support how animal studies have improved our understanding and comprehension of conditions such as Alzheimer's and cancer. Although given this, there are regulatory requirements. Many countries require animal testing to comply with regulatory standards before human trials. Alternatives are not yet sufficient. So current technology, while it's promising, it cannot fully replace the need for animal testing in certain areas. The National Academy of Sciences report on the limitations of alternative methods such as vitro testing. And ethical considerations and regulations. There are strict ethical regulations that govern how animals are treated in research promoting humane practices. The Animal Welfare Act and guidelines from the American Psychological Association promote responsible animal research. And to conclude with my side, despite the ethical debate surrounding animal testing, its contributions to science and medicine are significant and irreplaceable at this time. Let us support for safe continued research and dialogue on animal testing, which can enhance the development of better practices and alternatives in the future.
Okay, the first question is, how do humans benefit from animal testing?
Like I said, we benefit from animal testing because we're able to further understand diseases such as AIDS, cancer, Alzheimer's, and we're able to recognize behavioral practices that lead to health problems, as I said, like drugs, alcohol abuse, eating disorders, the effects of stress, and the effects it has on us, cardiovascular diseases, and mental and psychological ailments.
Okay, the second question is, do animals benefit from this research?
Animals can benefit from this research because, as I said, it also helps improve the health and survival of many species, and it can help us identify the cardiovascular, respiratory, and physical or mental symptoms that also have a negative effect on animals, not just humans.
A brief introduction of why I'm against animal testing is a practice deeply embedded in scientific and commercial research, has faced increasing opposition due to the ethical and scientific concerns. Critics argue that animal testing inflicts unnecessary suffering on sentient beings, often resulting in pain, distress, and death. According to the PETA organization in the article Animal Are Not Ours, posted in 2021, they highlight the moral dilemma, emphasizing that animals have the right to live free from exploitation and harm. Additionally, scientific advancements have rendered many animal tests obsolete, with alternatives such as vitro testing and computer modeling proving to be more reliable and humane. These ethical and technological advancements drive the call for a significant reduction, if not complete abolition, of animal testing. Organizations such as the Human Society International posted an article titled Animal Testing in 2022, highlight the pain, distress, and death animals often endure in laboratories, question the morality of sacrificing animal welfare for human benefit. On the other hand, some in the scientific community argue that animal testing is indispensable for advancing medical research and ensuring product safety. However, advancements in technology have introduced more humane and scientifically valid alternatives. Proponents of animal testing often argue that it plays a crucial role in medical breakthroughs, such as the development of vaccines, treatment for diseases, and surgical procedures. American Physiological Society posted an article of the importance of animal research in 2021. They assert that animal models are essentially for understanding complex biological systems and for testing the safety of efficacy of new drugs before they reach human trials. However, critics contend that the physiological difference between animals and humans can render many animal tests unreliable and not predictive of human outcomes. The National Center of Biotechnology Information shares in an article titled Failures of Animal Testing in 2019, stark discrepancy calls into question the validity of animal testing and underscores the urgent need for alternative methods that can more accurately mimic human biology. As technology advances, the potential to replace animal testing with innovative techniques becomes increasingly feasible, challenging in the ethical justification for its continued use.
Okay, and is animal testing worth it and is it necessary?
One of the most promising alternatives. One of the most promising alternatives to animal testing is vitro testing, which involves studying cell cultures in a laboratory setting. This method allows scientists to observe cellular responses to drugs and other substances in a controlled environment, providing detailed insights without the need for live animals. In vitro testing has shown great potential in predicting human reactions more accurately than some animal tests, as it uses human cells and tissues, which are more directly relevant to human biology. And according to the National Institute of Health, posted an article titled Alternatives to Animal Testing in 2023, shows that in vitro methods have been instrumental in advising our understanding of disease mechanisms and drug responses, often proving to be more reliable and humane than traditional testing.
Thank you. You're muted.
Sorry about that. So to conclude the pro-animal testing argument, although animal testing is up for question, its part in the progression of medicine is undeniable. Many animal activists still speculate the well-being of animals in this process, although there has been reasonable evidence to suggest that the animal's health and safety are put at the forefront. Not to mention, animal testing and its effectiveness help keep animals safe as well. I would argue that animal testing is necessary and an instrument in medical advances. It is clear that the good that has come from this practice justifies it in a lot of ways, as it has saved tons of human and animal lives alike, whether it be through disease prevention, disease curing, medical procedure testing, and so many others. We have used it for generations now, and it has consistently worked thus far, so why stop now?
Do you think animal testing is necessary?
I would say that animal testing definitely is necessary, for a variety of reasons. Um, Animals are, for one, more appropriate subjects than humans. According to the American Physiological Society, more than 98% um of mice are more than 98% genetically similar to humans and are susceptible to many of the same health problems, which makes them a perfect option for testing. Laboratory mice also have a lifespan of about 2 to 3 years, which provides a solid period of testing and makes them more liable to test as well. Additionally, the experimental procedures sometimes include genetic manipulation or testing for toxicity, which would not be ethical to use on a human first, obviously. Animal testing provides the fastest and best way to test vaccines, procedures, medicines, and so many others for effectiveness and safety. According to the National Institute of Health, since 1966, the American Welfare Act has registered animal testing regulated animal testing and made sure that the conditions in which these animals are put are appropriate, such as the housing, clean food, water, cleanliness. Um, and they also require regular veterinarian checkups, which are also super helpful. All proposals to use animals for research also must be approved by an Institutional Animal Care Act and Use Committee set up by each research facility. Um, they make sure all practices are humane, keep the animals' well-being at the forefront as well. And then also looking at it from like a different perspective, the Missouri School of Medicine tells us that we already use animals to like make things out of them, like clothes. We eat them, we use them for farm work, put them as service and guard animals, um, and like do research on them already. So like what's the difference between that and or why not use animals for something more like productive and like that will cause the well-being of human life, um and like something that will obviously advance medicine.
So, do you think animal testing is worth it?
I would say it is worth it, because according to the California Biomedical Research Association, nearly every medical breakthrough in the last 100 years has been a result of animal testing. Its use has resulted in major medical advances in treating breast cancer, brain injuries, childhood leukemia, multiple sclerosis, and tuberculosis. And additionally, animal testing has saved tons of animals alike from contracting rabies, distemper, feline leukemia, canine parvovirus, anthrax, and many more. Not only this, uh, but the practice has also contributed to vaccines and procedures. It has been instrumental in the development of pacemakers, cardiac valve substitutes, and anesthetics. During COVID times, and the need for like a development of a vaccine, animals were used as testers to avoid vaccine enhancement, which is essentially where like a vaccine can make a disease worse for some people. Um, Additionally, animal testing has also been affecting helping endangered species such as like the Brazilian tamarin, the California condor, and the black-footed ferret. So it's been a tool in a lot of different like benefits.
Okay, thank you. And to conclude the concept for the animal testing, I would say the biggest focal point is to advocate for basic animal rights. Animals should not have to go through traumatizing experiences for human gain. In Alicia Ramchick's article, Animal Cruelty Because You're Worth It, advocating for the passage of cruelty-free cosmetic laws, published in 2024, it says that the Dre's eye irritation test is a method that involves a substance being rubbed into an animal's eye and then being forced to keep their eye closed to see the full extent of the irritation that occurs. Animals will go through the same test for as long as 3 weeks. Imagine how much pain the animal is going through after the first round, just for there to be a second, third, fourth, and however many rounds there are left. Substances can include bleach, cleaning chemicals, ink, shampoos, medicines, and etc. In Santosh Kumar et al.'s article, Alternative for Animal Testing, a More Humane Approach to Clinical Research, published in 2023, and other similar experiments, animals are subject to patches of skin being removed with scalpels without anesthesia or pain medications being administered. In less invasive experiments, they also shave the fur down. The skin patches are removed and/or the fur is removed to facilitate contact with the hazardous chemicals being tested. The amount of pain to have irritants rubbed or injected into sites that are open. According to PETA, an organization that advocates for animal rights, on their article, Skulls Cut Open Prolapsed Organs at the Cleveland Clinic, published in 2023, chemicals are injected into the animal's eyes, anuses, and animals with protruding organs are purposely bred to facilitate access. Pelvic organ prolapse is an excruciating condition, and they are forced to endure this condition for the entirety of their short-lived lives in cages in which the staff don't even clean, dispose of the litter, or dispose of the corpses. In Catherine Batstubner et al.'s article, Deep Brain Stimulation of Hemi-Parkinsonian Rats with Unipolar and Bipolar Electrodes for up to 6 weeks, Behavioral Testing of Freely Moving Animals, published in 2017. It says in one study for Hemi-Parkinsonian rats, their brains were cut open in order to test out how they would react to drugs being injected directly into their brains. If the cruelty is not convincing enough, then let's talk about how there are more efficient and less expensive ways to ensure the safety of the products being marketed or is being implemented with. In Stephane Cabine and Said Badell's article, Bioethics, a look at animal testing in medicine and cosmetics in the UK, published in 2019, it says around 100 million animals are tested on every year and only 1.37 million are for drug experimentation. The main argument for animal testing is that it is needed in order to make future medical advances possible, but this is not the case. The majority of animal testing is conducted for animal cosmetic purposes. If it were needed for drug and other medical advancements, then why is the majority of the testing being done for cosmetic purposes? Animals are going through extreme and repeated abuse for people to be able to wear blush, foundation, mascara, and other non-essential things in their makeup routines. In Margarita Downey and Sherry Andrews' article, America's Unifying Banner Erasing Animal Cruelty, published in 2022, says that animals' lives are just as important as humans' life. They have no voice. They cannot testify to the crimes being committed towards them. According to Savannah Sherman in her article, Cosmetic Animal Testing, The Future of Cruelty-Free Beauty in Florida, published in 2023, it says that some of the most efficient and accurate options would be cell cultures, donated human tissues, organs, and human volunteers. 92% of drugs are declared safe after rounds of animal testing, just to be declared toxic to humans after. Millions of animals are being tortured for nothing, since most of the results are not even long-term or accurate. The Dre's eye irritation test, along with other tests, are unreliable and unnecessary due to the immense difference between the species being tested on and humans. There is no logical or ethical reason for animals to spend their whole lives in cage being poked and prodded when the results are not reliable, because animals don't have the same systems as humans. In Alicia Ramshek's article, Animal Cruelty Because You're Worth It, advocating for the passage of cruelty-free cosmetics laws, published in 2024, it says that there is already sufficient knowledge and research to understand that chemicals of any kind should not be injected into humans' eyes or be ingested. Animal testing should be banned across all nations. Animal testing is animal cruelty. What is the difference between animal abuse and animal testing? There is none. Both involve countless amounts of innocent animals being forced to partake in experiments that are painful and repetitive. Regardless of the medical advancements that people claim makes the suffering of innocent animals worth it. Animals have no say in this matter, so it's the job of those who do to speak up. Speak up for their rights and speak up for what is right.
So do you feel that the ways in which we use animals now, such as like pets and as like service animals, and like farm animals, do you feel like those ways are ethical in comparison to animal testing?
Yes, I do feel like it is ethical and compared to animal testing, because pets and service animals are not being tortured. They do not have their skulls cut open. They are not laying in cages with corpses in piles of their own feces. And in regards to farm animals are killed automatically, like they're not tortured for months on end and even throughout their whole lives. So I do feel like there is a clear difference between animal testing and pets, service animals, and farm animals.
And then do you feel like there's any legislation that we're missing in terms of like animal safety?
Uh, I do feel like there's a lot of legislation and there's a lot of room to make more legislations to make animal testing, if it even continues, to make it at least not inhumane. Like animals should not be subjected to their skulls being cut open, irritants being rubbed in their eyes without medicine or anesthesia. They should not be forced to live in like dirty cages with corpses and litter. So I do feel like we have a long way to go, but I also feel that the animal testing should be stopped altogether. I don't feel like there's enough legislations to make animal testing okay.
Perfect, thank you.
And that's our mini debate. Thank you. And recording.